How you doing, buddy? Um, I was going to do the TV today, um, looking at that, which I've got the TV. It's round my mum's, um, but I've run out of IPA, so I had to go in the shed and go and get another can. But yesterday I was doing this Coleco bar top, the little miniature gaming ones, and I couldn't get the back out. I think it was at work. You didn't get in till late, and I didn't know underneath here they've got bloody screws right buried right underneath, which is fucking no wonder I couldn't get out. I didn't want to force it because these toys they're really old and they're expensive. So well, it makes sense just to I had to go online and Google it. Lucky enough, but they had some in there. Well, what someone done with these little these are called tabletops arcades, miniature 1980s. This one's dated about 82. Someone decided to put a bloody connector in so you can power it up, with a power supply. When in multi ones with the power supplies, you've got bits on each corner. These were designed to have one of them, and two, the circuitry on this is so fragile. You won't want to put, if the correct voltage is incorrect on these, you'd instantly fry it. There's hardly any components on this, and this being glass as well. Obviously, you don't take too kind, but what they've done, they bypassed it through the battery terminals, which is not ideal. So, but what they've done, they've melted, trying to drill an hole. And what I've done yesterday on a live stream, I actually managed to put some caption tape and fill it with hot glue. But obviously, I want to finish it off. But obviously, I didn't have anything, so I found some black matte spray. So hopefully, I can just colour it in. But I want to finish this off. But I've got your thing on there, and yeah, what it was. I asked my boss. We don't take the things we don't take in the hospice. We don't take car seats. It's mainly all bricker, but the electricals do come in occasionally. Consoles we can take, but if they're broken, then we've got like a bit like what you do. You do obviously with your recycling side. We use a company called Sate, and basically what it is, they buy all of the broken, failed pat test materials. So there's things like toasters. It's all old rubbish, basically. No surprise there. So it's all old rubbish. So it's basically things like kettles with elements that are burnt out. And why would you want to donate that? I do not know. Things like that. So it's mainly, we don't always get the best stuff that comes in, and if it does, normally 9 out of 10, it's rather, if it fails, it will go into this electronic recycling box that we have to put our stuff in, and that's what it does. What they do, they fill the box up, then they calculate by the weight, and then they get paid. Because before it used to all go in a bin, which now obviously it costs the hospice money to actually bin it, which it does. It actually does cost them money to take the e-waste away. So now we've found a company that actually, that the hospice are quite gradually, they do get money for it. But in amongst that stuff that gets thrown out, we're allowed to go through it, and as long as we make a small donation, they're glad for us to say, yeah, by all means. If you want to take it, there'd be no refunds at the end of the day. You take that chance. And we do get that. We get that quite a lot. So that is the reasons why me working there as a volunteer, I tend to then get the best before anyone else, before the company gets hold of it. And that's how a lot of the consoles got thrown in, because there was leads missing. We haven't got, if we ain't got leads or controllers, we can't test it. It will get automatically to go to the e-waste side. So regardless if that may have worked, they haven't got the time or the facilities to do it. So that's when I come in, make a small donation, I buy it, and then whatever I sell, and it goes straight back into the company. It just all it to me is, if I buy it, then virtually it's rightfully mine. So it's up to me what I want to do with it. But because with me, and I've been working here for the last 7 years, I tend to get uh, you know, it helps them and it helps me because I don't need it. Obviously, I'm swamped under with bloody electrics when it comes to that. I mean, the one thing they do not take is computers. Computers, laptops, they're really not supposed to take. If the laptop is working, they're not really supposed to take it. Is because for the simple reason it's personal identification. It might have personal details on there. So they'd rather just say, sorry, we can't take that. Same with computers. But sometimes where my boss has been in the office doing the paperwork, I'm serving at a till or a customer, helping them out. They've dumped the bags, and in the bags there may be a computer or a laptop in. Straight away, that will then go into the e-waste section. So regardless it may work, we still can't sell it because for that reason. So then that's how I've got a stack of laptops in that corner, and I've not got to them yet. There's about 8 laptops piled up in that corner, and I haven't even got room to get on that because I've got a lot of unfinished projects here, and I'm waiting for parts. So, which is obviously not helping. So it's purely for that reasons we can't take them, and that's the reasons why we can't take them. So I totally understand on that front. But in amongst, someone dumped at the back of the back door where we obviously take our break, if you want a fag break or something like that. They dumped out 4 computers, tower PCs. One was a Dell. I don't even know what the other ones were. They was custom made PCs. They was left near the door. No monitors, just the PCs. And my boss said we can't take them, so they'll have to go in the e-waste. And I said, well, I'll take them. Yeah, at the end of the day, I think I put in about £5 in donation in the UK money at the end of it. Some of these look okay, but I haven't. Again, they're piled up in the bedroom. I haven't got round to testing them, so I don't know what specs they've got on them, what graphics cards they've got on. There's obviously got to be some bits. If I break some down, obviously, like graphics cards always tend to sell well on eBay. But again, Hospice will not have the time or the of the resources to do that. That's the reasons why they say to me a lot, yeah, if you can, we'd be grateful and we can help you out at the same time. So to me, it's a win-win. They do give me first offer at the end of it. But they don't do it for nothing because I still put in a donation. So regardless that it helps them out, it still helps me at the same time because it makes great content and I'm never running out of stock. So, but anything personal, like a lot of the stuff that I buy, that comes out my own pocket, not out the it will not come out the hospice. That I stay with for things like my own retro toys at the end of it. And I have got a lot of stuff up there, like games, stacks. I've got stacks and stacks of games. I mean, I did really want to do the custom boot for the PS4, but I don't know what firmware it is because again, that come in with no leads, we couldn't sell it. So that was on top of the e-waste department. It was a PlayStation 4. And my boss said, well, that has to go in the e-waste. We haven't got the leads, we haven't got controllers, we have got no HDMI, we haven't got a telly to try it on, just put it on the e-waste. And I said, well, any consoles, give me a shout, because I'll always take consoles off you. And she contacted me the other day, and she's got another 6 consoles waiting for me to pick up. I haven't got round to it yet. They're stored round hers. So when I'm next in, which is probably tomorrow, if she's in tomorrow, I'll square up with her and pick them up. I don't know if they work. She said, I can't tell you what make they are because I understand the consoles. So I think she said one looks like, a couple of them look like Xbox 360s. So they probably are, and they are to near enough a penny on that front. You know what Xboxes are like. But again, cool. I've got a stack of Xboxes anyway. But I would like to know what custom firmware this is on the PlayStation 4. I know it booted up, but I didn't check the firmware. Yeah, that's good. Maybe some consoles may be repaired on stream. Yeah, exactly. So, looking at that, but yeah, I would definitely say that's how we normally deal with a lot of the e-waste a bit like yourself on that front, but you do yours on a much larger scale. The hospice have no part of that. They pay the company. They just say we take as many broken electricals as you can. We don't care what they are, as long as it's broken. But and then they get a check through into the post, and then they, they weigh it up, so they go by the tonnage, a bit like yourself. So, but a lot of it is took. A lot of it's things like fucking mixers, blenders, and we have to cut the leads off. And we're not. That wasn't the only one, because I've always done charity work. British Art Foundation do it. Sue Ryder does it. Sense. There another one. Bernardo's, they do it, because 9 out of 10 with most of these places, they all take electricals at the end of the day. But if they failed, they don't throw them away. They get this company to actually, they buy them off them in bulk load. But 9 out of 10, it's all rubbish, basically. It's all things that you think, I don't know what they do with it. We don't ask, and we want it gone, because otherwise, if we have to put it in the bins, obviously the bins, if they're overloaded, the hospice get charged more money for their, getting rid of their rubbish because it's overloaded at the end of it. So we'd rather get money back that gets poured back into the foundations, and a lot of them do that. So it's out of my hands. It's nothing to do with me. That's the hospice's way of them actually taking care of it. But yeah, actually cool. But yeah, I was going to do this, but they bloody melted this. At the end of the day, and they've really, to me, because you can't buy the cases for these, because I just looked that Coleco only done 9 of these from it was from 1979 to 1984 or 83, and then now he's in business for about 4 years, and he went out of business. So obviously I took that all off, obviously, but obviously where they've gone a bit mad, I tried to Dremel, sand it down as much as I can, but I was going to fill it in. I mean, it looked bloody ugly. It had a big bloody thing sticking out the side of it. So I wasn't happy with the way they'd done that, and it's such a shame, because these toys are really highly collectible, because you will not get, these are near enough now. There's not many in production anymore, and I've only got 2 compared to out the 9, but they do hold really strong money. On that front, so that's what I was going to do. I was going to continue off where I left off, obviously, but I've got to get something flat to put over it, which I'll probably end up using a spatula and then smidge it over, so that way it keeps it nice and flush. But really, ideally, I want a bit of plastic and keep it dead flat. So that way it looks more natural. But I'm just having a look to see, because after I've done this, whilst I'm doing it, I'm going to start boxing your thing up. I found a box, got a nice box from it. I'll leave anything, whatever's inside it, what it come with, I'm just leaving it all in there. So the only thing is, I can't test it because I haven't got, one, I haven't got the time, and 2, software. It's more up your street. I've got enough disco stuff in that bloody cupboard, so I've got to start dragging it out at some point, because I don't know even some of that stuff works. There's a lot of big heavy duty disco lights in there and lasers and things, so I don't know what, because again, by rights, we don't sell any of that. We're not supposed to sell, but where people donate it in, it might come in a job lot, so we have to take it. But 9 out of 10, she won't put it out. She'll just put it into the electronic e-waste recycling side. So if I see it, I did give her a list to what to look out for, because sometimes they move her to different locations in shops. So I might be working in one shop, she might be darted all over, and so it's a fair old place, because they've got about 16 outlets, which is quite a lot, and they're darted from the Essex region all the way up to Wiltshire, some of these places. So they are scattered around at the end of it. There's another one that they've just opened up in Chingford, a brand new shop up in Chingford. They're looking for volunteers and they're looking for managers at the end because they went to offer me a full-time job, but I'd rather just stick to, because I'm sort of like semi-retired, I like to stick to doing what I normally do, which is, you know, volunteering. And it's literally 2 minutes round the corner for me, so I haven't got to worry about travel, you know, because my mum's getting on a bit now, so she relies on me. Plus I've got the dog, which I wasn't going to get another dog. That got put on me on that front. Last night, right, I couldn't believe my eyes. Where is it? This bloody dog. I don't know what he was trying to eat. I thought, fuck me, what's he eating? Right, this. I thought he's chewing on something, right? He's mental. He had a load of aluminium foil, right? And then I couldn't get it out of it. He swallowed it, right? Last night he was chewing on this, and look what he's done to it. It's made out of metal. That's for a fucking Dremel, solid metal, and he was chewing on it like a toffee. He's mangled it all up inside his mouth. Obviously, that big fucking cane corso, he's nuts. And I had to get that out of him, but he nearly swallowed it. I thought, what's he chewing now? And I said, give me it here. And he wouldn't. He ran off, right? And I had to go in the kitchen, put my hands in his mouth, his big head, right? And pull that out of his mouth. Because he literally, he's mangled all that up now. So that is, I won't be able to straighten that up. You know, big goofer like him, eating things like that. It's not ideal. So, it's bloody nuts. So I said, I don't want to have another bloody vet bill. That's the last thing I need. So, I'm going to see if I can try and get, I think I broke that TV up. I'm going to see if I've got a bit of plastic or something. Actually, come to think about it, that's not a bad idea. That's just give me a thought. Let's just grab a bit of TV. You know what I might be able to use, didn't you? I might be able to cut some of this TV up, right, on the thing and melt it, because it'll be the same colour. Well, it'll be more black, but it'll do the job. See? Recycling. What a great idea. There's got to be a way of recycling. Fucking understatement. Jesus. That's plastic. Fucking, you can't cut it. Even with a pair of fucking really hard pair of cutters. Right. So, I've cut a bit of TV off, right? I think I'm going to do that instead. I think that might be the best bet. Bonzo, I'm blaming you. It's your fault. Go around eating bloody bits. So what I'm going to need to do, I'm going to need to move all this crud out of the way. I'll have to obviously 480 Celsius. Fume extractor on. That heat is quite fierce. Maximum heat 480 on full blast. That's good. Maybe something. There's that right. This plastic must make out of something else. Melting plastic. Who don't like melting plastic? Takes you back to the old days when we used to just put anything on a bloody bonfire, see what burns. Oh yeah. It's not the easiest for it to try and stick at. Just hope I don't set the old smoke alarm off. It is going. 100% is going. And what I could do is just smooth it out. And then I've got black plastic all over it. That's why I wanted to build it up. It's not going to look pretty, but it's going to be better than what it is. I'll move that quickly. Ouch, 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 ouch. That is bloody well hot. It's the only thing with plastic at the end of it. Now it's come out. It's not seemed to be sticking too great. It doesn't seem to like that. So that obviously that designs obviously don't work. So I'm gonna have to melt it the other way. Let's use this. Absolutely stinks. Burning plastic is obviously not great. It's not great fun. Again, it's getting at the bloody angles that you need to get to before the glue starts setting. Always clean it up after. I ain't bothered. One good aspect with glue. Mind you, I get enough glue off the dogs. Especially this one. He's a right gluer. They glue you up the leg, up the arm. God, it stinks. Absolutely. That smell is bad. It's really strong. I think Joey's on, isn't he? I think that's where everyone's gone. They've gone on to Joey's site. Joey's good. I like Joey. Some of his web, them things that he said, like learning about electrics and doing. Yeah, I looked at some of the price of the courses. Yeah, pretty expensive. Some of them are £95 for the course. You know, at the end of the day, it's a lot. It's a lot of money if you ain't got it. And even that, there's still no guarantee that you're going to be like a master. I personally feel that, like a lot of these things, that take an old board, right? Take components off it, and then try and put them back on an old board. And I think, all right, one that'll give you confidence of trying to put components on the right way, and how to rebore and things like that. Right, obviously you need a stencil and a thing, but obviously you still need to fault find the issue, which is again not easy. I mean, last night I was watching. Oh no, I did see you on there. Now I was watching 8-Bits Repair, and he was trying to reball that chip. He did do it, but he was struggling, and it wasn't the easiest thing to do. Smell. I need my other spatula. I don't even know where my other spatula's gone. Oh, here it is. There, isn't it? Jesus, the smell of that plastic is fucking strong. Let's clean the spatula up. So I'm cleaning it. Plastic just gets everywhere. I would have just liked to swap the just a casing. I wish they would have done this, because it obviously it wasn't the greatest thing what they tried to do to try and bypass it, and I wouldn't have never done that, or not on one of these. I just wouldn't. So burning that, obviously this type of plastic is not really burnable on that front. 2. I'm popular today. I've got an extra person on. Probably just browsing. Joey goes on there for about at least half hour, doesn't he, for chatting at the end of the day. I wonder what he's got. I wonder what he's doing. Is he doing a profit or loss today at the end of the day? That plastic's got wedged. That plastic's melted part of that in there. Why have I got the bloody fume extractor on? I've got the fume extractor on. Obviously, it ain't helping. I've got some I bought some teacup scratch remover. Obviously, it's for paintwork, but really, you want plastic restorer. Obviously, for like scratches. But you know, it does a job. It'll cut it down to some point. I mean, obviously that's designed for paint. Yeah, sorry, because I was here just looking at some stuff at the same times. Yeah, that's all right, bud. No worries. I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, putting these the smell of bloody plastic is unbearable. I mean, obviously that didn't work. I thought that would have worked. I thought if I melt the black plastic a bit off the TV, perhaps that might help it. No, it just made a mess. And now I've got the fumes to choke on. I've had enough fumes lately. All I've been seem to be breathing in is capacitors, you know, IPA, or you know, fumes from the glue. Now when I was getting high as a kite, so yeah, obviously that didn't work. Thought cutting a bit off the TV might work it. Blend it in, nah. I think they use a different type of plastic at the end of it. I mean, obviously, I thought like sometimes you can do plastic repairs like that. I've seen it done when I used to do the old car repairs. You know, they used to melt just bits of bumper and then meld it, but then they didn't put it in. They put it inside the bumper if there was a split or a crack. You've got to scrape all the excess glue away. God, Jesus. That smell is not gone. WD-40 is always good for plastic restore. Really? Is it? I didn't know that. Something I learned. The only thing I've got in WD is I've only got fast contact in contact cleaner in WD. It's the only thing I've got. I have, but it's around my mum's, and because I'm still using a bloody garage as a storage, because I've still got out of nearly 500 slippers, I've still got over 100 pairs of slippers left to, you know, still sell on that front. So, which is obviously, my mum said, when can I get my shed back? I went, well, not yet. So they've all gone. I'm still selling them. Yeah, right. That's restoring it. There must be, you must be right, because there must be something in WD that's shifting off that bloody plastic off. Even though it's contact cleaner. Because WD's oily, isn't it? It's very, it stands for water displacement. You know, that's what WD is supposed to represent. It's a water displacement. You can put them on things like HTV leads and things like that, you know, for cars and other bits and pieces. That's shifted quite a lot off. That's been right butchered. I mean, obviously this casing is never ever going to go back to looking like on the other side, which is a shame, because it's spoilt it, really. It's warped all the plastics. Discord. Hold up, read your message. Let's just scrape this remaining bit off. It's been bulged up on one side of the corner, and it's obviously not flush because plastic's been melted, which is fucking stupid. That's the way they've done it. Oh, MK. Put a YouTube video up. Yeah, that is buckled. That's such a shame. It's buckled the actual. It's actually buckled all the plastic. Obviously not done by me. When you actually you said you ordered the battery for that, but for the multimeter. I'm hoping you can get it working. I'm hoping so, but when I looked, it wasn't looking good for it at the on the end of the day. So if you can try and do something with it, that'd be fantastic. At least you've managed to get it. At least you've managed to, you know, if you can get it up and running, at least you've achieved the goal. Obviously, looking at that, I couldn't seem to get, when I was like you said, when I was trying to probe the traces, the voltage was going only so far, and then it wasn't going any further. And I think that connector, because there's 4 wheels connected on one side, they've all got to be touching. So one touches the middle board, then the other one touches the bottom and the top. It's a fucking stupid design. I mean, why would you do something like that? Yeah, I've ordered the battery and I'll have a look soon. Yeah, but I think it's a daft idea how they manufacture it. So it looks like I don't know the age of it, but I would say, rough guess, it's got to be probably mid-60s, early 70s. It looks like Bakelite. You know, obviously it's like the form of Bakelite with the material, but I don't know its origin. I mean, at the end of the day, all I see, it was battery related, and it went in the box. And I said to her, like, you know, she said, "Oh, anything out of the box? Yeah, if you want to make a donation, it's up to you." So at the end of the day, so I only got it purely for that reason. So it was already bought. I already put a donation in that front, and that was it. I thought, oh, I'll get round to it, one of it, and it's been sitting up there ever since. So I thought, I'll just give it a go. Let's have a look and see what we can try and do. I've got to see if I can try to get. Ideally, what I really want to do is get a press on that and press that in, and give that a nice clean, you know, try and get that as flat as possible. Fucking crying out loud. I'm gradually building it up. I don't want it bulging in there. That's the reasons why I thought building it up on the top, obviously, that, you know, that's the second part of the layer. But what I think I need to do is literally just try and, you know, I can't even get that out. That's that black bit of plastic I put in. Hold up and read your message. That's the only thing. What I wish it's true what Andy just said in his stream, right? When you're streaming, right, now everyone's different when it comes to streaming, right? But the fundamental rule is the same. When you're streaming and you're trying to read messages, concentrate on what you're trying to do and engage with the team, it does make it difficult, because if, like me, I've only got a small TV on there. I could put a big TV up, but then I ain't got room for it. I've made a 6-foot table, and I thought I'd try and squeeze that. And obviously, when you get to our sort of ages and 50 plus, your eyes ain't all that. Your eyes may not have good eyesight at the end of the day. Yeah, half of that problem is the cutout switch is just stuck, and it's the manual reset, right? And inside, it indicates that it's because it's not resetting itself, and that's probably why it stopped working. Because I was looking at that, because when I clicked that off, didn't I said to you, this is what I said on the stream, I did manage to click that off, but it still wasn't getting the voltage. But that must be a cut off on that front. But yeah, you're right, 100%. Yeah, and that has to be 0 exactly for it to be reset. See, I wasn't 100% sure, but I still put it down to a connection and that. And I reckon that's what that problem is. And I'm knowing you'll repair it, and I'll be glad if you do. So on that front, so it looks like the hair trigger that has shifted or balanced. So that would be the first thing I'll check. Yeah, if I can't get it working, then the reset won't work. So basically, because it won't complete the circuit. But I still think you're going to run into that issue of the connection. Some of these wasn't making great connections. It's the way they've done the plastics. It wasn't the greatest things, but I thought I was going on the right route of, like you said. I said, it feels like to me, power's not getting into this, regardless that I was using my power bench. It wasn't drawing up any amps, even though I took the reset off. I mean, it's obviously got on there, it's obviously got like a transformer. Why would you need a transformer on something that's battery related? I know that battery's 15 volts, which is odd. Not 15 volts. I think it was. Was it 15 volt? Yeah, it's about 15 volt. 0.4 40 of a milliamp or something. It was a weird battery. It's a square battery. But I don't know. It wasn't pulling. Even when I probed it, it wasn't seem to be getting power. It was only going so far, and then that was stopping. So obviously, I don't know if it was due to the connections not building or something's not bridging right. I didn't want to force it, so obviously getting them out, it's never been touched before. Yeah, the transformer is for the AC input readings. Right, makes sense to take higher ampage going. Yeah, of course, that does make, that's why that thing's that's got about bloody 6 fuses inside. I wondered that, because I thought, well, hang on, it ain't got no AC direct input into it. But then I think about it, most multimeters are exactly the same. So, because that's what it is. But it was getting some power, because when I was pressing the reset, it did spike, but then it went straight back down. So I'm thinking it's near enough there, but there's obviously, some form of connection. It's not completing. But wait until you get the battery and we'll have a look. Hopefully you can have a look, and I'll be interested in watching that. You'll probably have to do it when you get a day off work or something, or when you get when you've got a bit of time to yourself. So yeah, let us know. Keep us posted on the Discord. When you're going to go live on that front, so I'll make sure that I'll keep that free, because I'll be really interested in actually seeing how you get on with that. But yeah, definitely 100%. I think like a lot of this stuff, but that mixer, I've not tested it. It does, even though it lights up. I've got a nice box out there. After I've done this, I'm gonna box it up. I'm gonna put it all in a box for you and get that ready. I've got a couple of items that I've sold. We got a load of these bird tables coming. She gave them to me to settle for the hospice, and I'll show you what ones they were. I sell them for about £5, and we got these plastic, the picnic tables. They're little wooden ones. These are enough nice. At the end of the day, I ain't got time to put them out in the garden. Brand new. Look, they're all sealed up. Look, someone donated them. We got 5. I've sold one this morning. At the end of the day, and I'm doing free postage on them. So my boss, because she ain't got time, she said, "Can you sell them, John?" And I said, "Yeah, I can do that. It's not a problem." Oh, they look really nice. So yeah, lovely little bird table, proper wood. So these are not plastic. So they're on the eBay. I think I've got about 4 left. So I sold one this morning, and great. It's great, obviously, for winter times, because put it out. Do you know, I can still smell that plastic. this coming, we couldn't sell this, right? It didn't have an adapter, and it was one of these like Tesla things that you touch it and then it gives off like the thing. But she put it in the she actually put it into the recycling the electronics recycling bit, and obviously because it got donated, it's got Tesco written on it. You know, it's a fucking cheap one, but obviously if we ain't got like I said, if we ain't got adapters, if we can't try it, you know, even if it had a USB, we still couldn't try it because it has to have a plug. It has to be pack tested. If it can't have a pack testing done to it, then it automatically goes straight into the e-waste recycling. So I see it on top, and I went, oh, she went, yeah, whatever's in there. She said, just put it to one side, and she said, just make a donation. So I went, I found a lead because I got a box of leads. Yeah, they're a Carrefour. I do. Carrefour, you got told off. Retracting your messages. You know what Andy's like? He don't like you retracting his messages. I was sitting there, I was pissing myself. I went, oh, that's it. Carrefour's been told off. It's like being out of classroom, isn't it? Please, sir, can I go to the toilet? Yeah. See, I don't care if you retracting messages. Whatever. It's all about having a laugh and joke. I was sitting there, I was cracking up. I went, oh no, Carrefour's in. He's in his bad books. That's it. He's been told off. Retracted his messages. And he can't hack it. He really can't. You know, as soon as you start doing it, I can see his veins in the back of on the side of his head. Actually, go in a minute. I'm going to lose it. You know, everyone starts spamming him, and that's it. He goes into one. It's bad enough of his temper as it is. It's great seeing the team come on. It really is. I love it. I absolutely love it. But I love it when they all start sort of like everyone starts putting the old pranks in or starting the old wind up, get the old wind up going. But yeah, it's definitely been comical. Fucking hell, I'm still smoking on that. I'll have to get some. Hang on, I've got some floor stuff here. It's disinfectant, but it's got to be better. I can still smell the fucking fumes from trying to burn that plastic. Obviously, I think I've inhaled that in, and the smell's just lingering around here. It's a bit like that capacitor. So I'm just going to spray a bit on the old towel. I don't mind. That's my mother's towel. She said to me last week, she said, you see my tea towel? No, I haven't seen your tea towel. Well, she don't watch YouTube videos, so I ain't bothered. So I've nicked her towel because I've run out of towels. So I thought, oh, well, she's got plenty. She ain't going to miss this one. No, she bloody did. Because she asked me the other day. She said, you see my tea towel? I went, no. So let me put this in the bin, guys. I'll put this, I've got to get rid of this because this ain't helped. I think the smell's just lingering. No, I can still smell it. It still fucking stinks. It still stinks. It's bad. Oh fuck me! I was out the kitchen. I needed a pair of pliers. Oh wait a minute. Let's grab a pair of pliers. So what I might be able to do is, I've got some of that bit that I cut off from, obviously, part of the TV, right? And obviously I've got some of these. So what I might be able to do is put a little bit of this over, right? Cut some of this up. Oh, look at the fucking little scissors I've got. How am I supposed to cut it? It's not great. It does cut it though. Cool. I love it when Andy loses it. I really do. It cracks me up. He really I know it really gets to him. He says he don't. He takes it on. He don't. He does lose it. he just tends to like, I can't hack it no more. Like if things start going bad, his temper starts climbing up and up, and then in the end, all I hear him saying, "Oh, for fuck's sake," you know, at the end he just loses it completely. Like now he's banned the word projector. Banned the word projector because now obviously everyone's sort of saying after the last episode, you know, and now he's put everyone saying, well, if you banned that, that's it, you're timed out. You know, we can't have the word projector anymore. Which is funny. It really is. So what I've got to try and do, this is easier said than done. Right, I think I've got these are the lock jaws. I bought these from the shop, but these are enough good little locking pliers on that front. But the 50, 72. What are those lottery numbers? Fucking it. Hold up, my phone's ding-donging, and it's all coming from Discord. Oh, message. Obviously, someone's interested in the real, you know, like the reel-to-reel belts that I obviously ordered. The belt is too large for 70. Now, obviously, Pico, you looked into this. You was right. The original was too slack. That's the message that you sent in. She's just replied, the large belt is too large. The 71.5 is the smallest belt, and the largest is 130 millimeters interval in diameter and 3 mil thick. We have a smaller one, 120 mil, 3 mil thick. So please confirm. Well, fuck me. Look, I've already seen. Look at the messages I've sent her. I've sent her, and the picture that you said. The original one on there, right, was recommended was 1.7 mil, right, at 70 mil wide, right, which works well. Now you sent me that, which I cut and pasted, sent her it, and I said no. She said we only have the 2 mil, the 70 mil in diameter, right. I said yeah, hopefully that will work. Next minute, she sent back. She said, I will send the 70 mil, 1.5 meg, right? And I said, yeah, the 1.5 will be fine. Now she sent another message saying, the large belt is too large. The 70, the 1.5 is the smallest belt, and the largest is 1.30, right? Obviously, I don't need a 130 millimeter. It's going to be too fucking big. Obviously, I've got a. What's the name that? She said in diameter, and it's 3 mil thick. I can't have a 3 mil thick fucking thing on it. It was recommended at 2, not 3, because obviously the belt's going to be too big. It's going to jump off. It's going to jump out of that groove. Or the 120 mil at 2 mil thick. Please confirm what one regards you best. Well, I've told her fucking 3 times, and already now she's sending out the same message again. For crying out, what's wrong with people? Can't you make it more clearer that I've already done that? And she's going to come back again and keep asking the same fucking question. Obviously, I don't get it with people. Oh no, I'm in projector in X. Yeah, that's it. Well, that's it. You're going to end up being on the naughty step on that front. Don't tell Andy. He don't watch my streams anyway, so I ain't bothered. So yeah, just literally troll him in his next when he's on Joey's or something. Go on there and just say, "Oh Joey, Andy says, have you got any projectors for sale?" you know he's going to say, "Oh, I can't badge you for that word because you're on his server." That's funny. That really is funny. I don't know what she means on that fucking getting that about that fucking wheel, but unbelievable. Now I've got to measure up again. So she's saying the smallest belt she's got for the reel to reel is 120 millimeter by 3 mil thick, or 120 by 2 mil thick. Please confirm. How the fuck do you end up confirming? Right, let's take the original belt, right? Well, I've solved this problem once and for all. Where is it? It's in here, right? This is the original belt that he sent me for the reel-to-reel, right? Let's put this aside for 1 minute. Fucking hell, start on one thing, see what I mean? Start on one project, I never get projects finished. Right, so I've got to take the whole, that was the size she sent me, right? And it was too big, it was slacking. So, the smallest size she's got is 120 by 2 mil. Right, there's 100, there's 130. So this belt is 130, right? It's just over 100. I would say that's more like 130, looking at that. Going up the size. Look, I'm not making it up. Looking at the size of the thing, right? Obviously, millimetre in red. So I've gone 10, 20, 30. That looks more like 100. That looks more like 135 mil, right? Probably be about right, give or take. About 135 mil. So obviously it's the one that I need really is probably going to be the 120, which will take that down, which will be about the right size. So looking at that, I'm going to go for 120 mil. 2 mil thick. I can't go 3 mil because obviously it might jump off the track inside, because the reel to reels are a bloody nightmare. I only want a belt. The funny thing is, this was supposed to be the right size and it was just too slack. Lucky enough, Pico sent us the diagram, and it even says it on the diagram that it was too big, and it says it here. It says the original belt was around 1.8. Right, the original belt, right? So the original round section belt was 1.8 millimetre and 18 mil in diameter, which was fairly slack. But he used the square section, the 1.70, right? Is the 1.70 millimetre and the 70 mil, which works very well, right? So again, 1.8. Well, this ain't. There's no way this is 1.8. Looking at the thing on it. So obviously there's the one. The 1.8 would have been right up here. So the 120 is going to be the closest I'm going to get to it. The 100, the 10, yeah, the 1.8 mil. So obviously, which was going to take that probably up to about there. So it's going to be slightly more, but it'll be at least 10 mil. By looking at this, it's going to be over 10 mil, a lot shorter. So I'm hoping I'm going to go with the 100, because you see we've got a 130 as well. Well, this already measures out at just 135. So I'm not going to take the chance with the 135 mil. I'm going to say the 120, and that will take that down and take the slack up. So, but fucking absolute, what a bell end, you know. So I'm going to say the 120. At 2 mil thick. So I'll put height, the 120 millimetre at 2 mil, please. Can you please confirm? I've fucking confirmed. I've asked that. That's 3 messages I've sent her. So I'm hoping now she'll get it. So, because they've looked at it. So the smaller one is the 120, and obviously the larger one is the 130, which I've already got. The 130, this is the 130, and it's too big. So I need the 120. The smaller, so it must be a smaller belt. It's the way they've designed it on the belt, but obviously the original belt on there was, again, just under 2 mil. The original was under 2 mil. So if the original was 2 mil, so 1.8. 1.8, right, for the original belt would have been under the 100. So yeah, 1.8 would have just been over the 10 mark. So it would have just literally, the belt would have been about that big, because it would have had to stretch. So obviously it makes sense, because it's got a bite round the track. But they said that was too slack. What fucking belt she give me for this then? Because there's no way that was 1.8. this was registering at 1.3. So it's basically 130 millimeter. So I don't get that. I mean, it's going to be the same at the top as well. So it's going to be 130 all in the frame diameter. Because obviously, once these are stretched on, obviously once you take them off, you're going to have a little bit of an egg shape, and that's the trouble with these belts. Obviously, people probably confirm it. Like you said, when you leave belts on for long periods of time and you don't use them, they sit in that position, and it does with the Xboxes. I've noticed that when I've done quite a lot of the Xbox 360s and the Xbox Ones. If it sits for too long, it can't pull the tray out properly. So that's why you have to give it a good bang to pull the tray out. Because obviously the belt's stuck in that position. Obviously, if it's trying to grip, it can't. If it's just made that shape, if it's just sat there for too long. And that's a prime example with these trouble with rubbers. You know, obviously they're pulled to tension. And then you think, I'll pull it up in the loft, forget about it, leave it a year or two, come back. And then obviously you take the belt off and it now looks like oval instead of round, which is not ideal. So I'm hoping the 1.3, the 1.2 that she's now, hopefully, that I said for the third time, that I'm hoping that'll be fine. I mean, this was one of the original belts, obviously for the track. And look, it was a prime example. If I ping it, put it into a circle, it pings back into an egg shape. And this is what happens. It's where they just sit for so long. And obviously, looking at that, I'd say that's about 3 mil thick. Obviously, I bet I'm right saying that's about 3 mil. Let's take the digital calipers. That looks like 3 mil thick, and that's the original one that come off that thing on it. I've put a thinner one on because you can't get the bloody belts. Let's turn it on, zero it. I'm going to say that's going to be more like 3 mil. Yep, I was right. 2 point, well, it's actually coming up. 2.74 thick. So actually a 3 millimeter one would have actually been more thickness than that at the end of the day. So obviously, looking at this, that being the original, they probably wouldn't do a 1.7, you know. And this is the trouble with vintage stuff. You know, you run into this problem. Obviously, the original belt would have been a lot thicker than that. I mean, I didn't even take the thickness grade on that. It probably is coming up to about 2. So I said, just give me a 2 on that front, and because I know it fits on there, because just in case that jumps off that track, and then I'm buggered. I'm back to square one again. I've got no bloody belt, and I can't finish it off. And I've got all these bloody projects. I do need finishing. But obviously, it's getting capacitors for a lot of them, because I've got to now reorder them, and they've got to come from Germany, Spain. They've got to come all the way past the bloody continent. Yeah, they do. The 2 mil would be the thickness, but not the size. Yeah, I'm thinking that you're right. I've ordered them both and kept one for fit in stock. I mean, this is what you've got to do. You've got to order stuff. And in obviously, especially in the line of business, what I'm doing, you know, you're dealing with these type. I mean, it's a shame about this because look, this is broke, right? Obviously, this has got an issue of turning left. And when I looked closely, right, you can actually see. Look at the track. Now, obviously, these are prone. This one snapped off, and I've never took this apart before. And half of it's missing, so you have to really press to one side for it to go back, which is a shame because you can't buy these tracks. And I've tried looking online, and obviously, you know, you can't buy it. The switch was a bit manky. I've just put some switch cleaner in. It was fine. That helped the switch out, but I can't buy that. And it's a shame because if I could actually unsolder that and put a new one on. But again, these retro toys, it's like everything. You're going in that line of business where it's going to be very difficult to get parts. But I should be alright. I'm hoping, I've told her 3 bloody times already what bloody size I needed at the end of the day. So hopefully, you know, she'll get that sent out tomorrow. Probably going to be second class, and I won't receive that by the end of the bloody week, because I just know that's going to be the case with second class stuff. If that don't get lost, you know what Royal Mail's like. When I post, I like putting 48-hour tracked. That way you can keep an eye of, you know, you're going to get your item. But even then, it's still no guarantee. But I'd rather trust Royal Mail than every DPD, Yodel, and they're fucking awful. You look at the star rating, they're right at the bottom of the list. Royal Mail are not the greatest, but they've got a 3.3 star rating with delivery service. Even that's not great, but there's no one else to use it for delivery. So, you know, at least I'd trust a 3-star rating than a 1-star rating. And you ain't going to save that much. So, the UK has got the worst service going, but the bloody prices have all gone up on that front. We're getting charged more for our deliveries, but it obviously ain't helping the situation. You know, we're paying more for a service and we're not getting a service. So, oh yeah, that's what I was going to do. Fucking starting on that. As soon as she started sending messages, I'm hoping she'll get that message and don't send another bloody message out. Otherwise, I'll just say, I'll tell you what, I'll send the bloody belts back. I'll get them off someone else. I'll get them. If I have to get them abroad, I'll get them abroad. At the end of the day, I just want a set of bloody belts. It's not rocket science. Yeah, this is. I need my deep ones, really. These are not deep enough. I need my long needle ones. These are only going so far up to here, and then it's stopping against this, because these are short ones. Let's have a look, see. I don't know where they're fucking are. I tidied everything up in this flat, and all I keep doing is just keep tidying up and making a mess. Tidying up, making a mess. And then I've got fucking projects everywhere, and I can't finish them. Not great. Hold up, they've got to be out of the kitchen. Let me have a look, guys. Yay, found them. They was buried in a bloody toolbox. I've got fucking toolbox in here. These are the ones you want. You want these ones. Car 4's gone. He pops in, says hello, and him buggers off. Probably going to go and wind Andy up. He did, probably. I know he winds Andy up. Andy can't hack it. He retracted his bit. That really gets to him, he does, Andy. He says it don't, it does get to him. That's why I end up laughing. Because I know he don't like it when you retract his messages. You know what it is with Andy, right? He likes an audience, but then when things start going pear-shaped, right, he's trying to read messages, he answers phones, right, message retracted. Oh, you're back in. It's coming up, there's only one connection, I thought you'd gone. So Andy can't hack it, right? So he's trying to read messages, he answers phones, the door's going, right, or the fucking shed's leaking, something's always happening, it's an episode. Right, and straight away, as soon as you start spamming and literally trying to troll him on that front, I can see him, he loses it. He tends to lose it. And then it's all about timing, because if it don't go right, he starts losing it big time. And that just makes me laugh even more. I thought, oh, that's it. Everyone's fucking getting on his nerves there. I thought, oh, that's it. I thought Carl was going to go up there and go and wind him up. Fucking... That still needs adjusting. Fucking hell, Jesus, how much have I had to keep adjusting? Right, let's see if I get that back there. Right. Yeah, that does make me laugh. Yeah, I was going for a bit, then I come back. I just said that. Well, did you? Sorry, bud, I thought you'd gone. I thought, oh, that's it, car 4's gone. I see it's going to go wind Andy up. Oh, that's I love it. I absolutely love it. To me, it makes to me it makes great content. It really does. You know, you got to have a look. At the end of the day, don't take fucking streaming too serious. It's all about having a laugh, getting the audience in. Otherwise, it's just going to be. Yeah, it was funny. I've got to admit. Otherwise, it's just going to be fucking boring, isn't it? You know, you're sitting in there, you're thinking, fucking hell, God, jeez, it's like watching paint dry. Fucking, it's like I didn't even know J-Fix. I didn't even know J-Fix fucking done. He shortened he done a. He clipped me video, and then he put it out on NK's post about me when the fucking blew the radio up. I've got to admit, it was funny at the end of it. It didn't help. I fucking breathed in and got choked on a load of fumes. But I can laugh about it. I mean, at the end of the day, if you can't laugh at yourself and laugh at jokes, then, you know, don't get in the line of business. That's what I say at the end of it. And it's all about having fun. It definitely did for me. Look, that's better. That's much better. So what I need to do, but that's gone right over. But yeah, I wish he did, because it is funny. It is definitely funny on that. But it fucking makes me laugh every time. I mean, it depends what mood Andy's in, because sometimes if he ain't in a great mood, like at the end of the day, and things don't start going well. I mean, obviously, the day that he was streaming on there, it was really windy, and I've got to admit, it was windy. And what happened? The fucking door blew straight back, and it broke the door, and all I heard him was curse. He went, I don't effing believe it. And I couldn't help it, but it fucking cracked me, went, great. Now something else I've got to try and get repaired. He said, and then that was it. Everyone else, Worms jumps on, you know, at the end of the day. I don't think he was in a great mood, because everything was just going pear-shaped for him, bless him. That's better. So I want to make sure that before I put that on, I want to get the right tension and also push that right over. Because what I need to do is compress. I need to compress the hot glue down. Like that. And that's took that all the way up. I mean, you can actually see the way I've done it, right? So what I wanted to do is put the, once I've got the hot glue in, I've got to position that, because I'm going to have probably about less than about just over a minute before that glue starts setting. As soon as you take that hot glue off, it's going to start cooling down, because obviously the degree hot. But obviously I wanted to go inside and try and press. That's why I wanted both sides of these spatulas, so I can get on there. Right. Obviously, I've got to be careful here. But that's the route I want to go down. But I'll say one thing. Since I've got these DJI microphones, I've charged them up once. So far, I've got 3 streams out of them. And I've not even charged it since. Fantastic. Really good bit of kit. So, yeah, I totally recommend, you know, on that. Because I see everyone else was having the DJIs. And I thought, no, actually, that's not a bad idea. You know, I need a decent one, obviously, if you're streaming. Now, I'll keep this away. But fuck me, let's put the fume. I keep forgetting to put the fume extractor on. It's probably the reasons why I'll keep getting choked out and I'm getting high with fumes. Fucking fumes coming off already a bit. So I've got to pull it on and then drip it over. Oh, look at all this smoke going up. Fucking glad I ain't got a smoke alarm right above my head. It would have been going off by now. Fucking things you do for streaming. Yeah, it's funny, though. So what I need to do is just ever so slight. Right, take that off, put that on there, put that on quick, because I'm going to run out of time very quickly. Ow, that stuck to my finger. Fuck, that's hot. Get that on there. Get that on there. And get that clamps. ASAP. Oh. I think that's going to be about when I need it. And then what I could do is just cut off the excess. Oh fuck, that's half of it stuck to... Fuck it, well that was clever, wasn't it? I fucking dumped that on there, right? I've dumped that on that bit. And what did I do? Put the fucking hot glue over that side. Look, it's now stuck to all the... It's stuck, big blob of it stuck to that. And my finger. Jesus. Obviously you've got to do things quick. Because obviously the glue's gonna... You're not gonna have long. Now I'll leave that. Alright, I'll let that set. And then hopefully that will give that compression right, get it as flat as I can, and then that will compress it from both sides. So it'll give that, and hopefully then I'll have something to go by. Obviously, because I've built the layers up on that. Fuck, that stuck to my hand. That was enough hot glue. Jesus, the worst one by far, the worst one by far, right? And I'll tell you what, I'll never do that again, right? I couldn't get a bit of super glue out, right? So what I've done, and I didn't put it on stream because I wasn't streaming at the time, and you would have pissed yourself laughing again for that front. The stupid things you end up doing, and I thought I needed a bit of super glue out, so I've got some out of this old tube. And it was obviously blocked up. So I thought, oh, I'll cut the end off and squirt it with a pair of pliers. Fuck me. It went all over my fingers. I super glued all my fingers. All four of my fingers got super glued. From me pinky right up to near me big hand. So I super glued all this lot and then I couldn't move them. I physically couldn't move them because the glue had gone down in between, then went down in that one. So I was running it under a hot tap. So not only did I super glue myself, I was trying to scald myself at the same time to loose the super glue. And then I realised, thinking, why that was too hot, I tried cold water, I tried soap. Fuck it, oh, what an headache. I'll never do that again at the end of the day. But yeah, that's a bit like a coal filler. It's for plastics. But it's true, it is. Yeah, I use a plastic pending. They did do a plastic one, yeah. I don't know if do they actually still do that today? I don't know, because you can get away with some bits like for cars, for plastic padding, and then they just use a black dye. Yeah, I thought it was. Thought they did. That sounds like yeah. They actually did. They did actually do something like that, because I remember when I used to work in doing crash repairs. Obviously I'd take bumpers off and we had to repair some bits. It was like you can use fiberglass on that front, but that stuff fucking gets everywhere. It just sticks to you know what. You know, you get all the fibres in your hand, it's itchy, not recommended at the end of it. But yeah, hopefully. But yeah, that's what you needed. You obviously, that's gone rock hard, see? That didn't take long at all, actually, for that to go rock hard. Now, Andy was going to put hot glue on things, but we know how well that goes down. Obviously. Oh, fucking hell. Jesus. Oh, that's come out. It don't matter. Let's take that off. Well, that was clever, wasn't it? It's fucking stuck. It's fucking wedged it. Bit of IPA. Trusted IPA. I didn't give that a fault. It fucking stuck to Kids, don't copy me. You know, I'm not a trained professional in these type of things. At the end of the day, you know, you may get the wrong end of the stick on these things. Yeah, let's come off. Fucking hell. I thought, hang on a minute. The fucking super glue stuck it dead. But that has come out nice and flat. Which that's just what I wanted, obviously. Fucking, yeah, you see now. You know what you need? Something like a razor blade or something. And I know what happens with razor blades. Fingers get cut. And then I ate a sight of blood, I'd faint on live on the streaming services. What happened to J-Tech? Oh, don't worry about J-Tech. He's laying on the floor half bleeding to death. Please leave a comment and subscribe. If you see him half bandaged up, you know what's done it. I would recommend it. I hate the sight of blood. That's one of my biggest things that I hate. I see blood, it makes my stomach churn at the end of it. I think it's the colour. It's something to do with the colouring. You start coming all over giddy and light headiness. I did have a scalpel. Oh, fucking hell, that sounds helpful, didn't it? You've got a scalpel. Quick, keep him away. Definitely, don't leave him loose with a scalpel. He's going to take everyone's hands off. Right, I have got a scalpel. I'm not kidding, I have. I'm going to keep my fingers away because I know what happens with scalpels. They don't go around. They don't go down too well. I'll do it away. If I do it away from me. Fucking hell, he's even that. He's struggling to cut. Wow. Well, that cut it all right. I've just got visions in my head and think, oh no, quick, quick, someone call an ambulance. But we ain't got an ambulance. Right, it's definitely. I can't concentrate because I laugh too much. Then I start cocking up. At the end of it, it's like watching an episode of Rainbow, isn't it? You're thinking, oh God, no. That's a lot better though. I've got to admit, it does look a lot better. Fingers. Yeah, that's probably not recommended, what I've just done there. You'd think that would be an easy repair, wouldn't you? I mean, you honestly think that would be an easy repair to do? I'll tell you now, it ain't. Far from it. And that's pushed that lovely and flat now. That's just what I wanted. I can always spray this bit. It's not an issue. But you know what you want? Really? Do you know what I should have... Actually, come to think about it, Pico, you know what I should have used on there? I'm fucking thinking, right? I was round my mum's, right? I've got a fucking fiberglass kit. I should have fiberglassed it and then filled it, right? And then just sprayed it over. It would have just been easier. I'm fucking about with bleeding melting super glue and getting eye on the smell. Yeah, plastic padding or G-coat or G-filler. Oh yeah, the filler. Yeah. I've come to think about it now. I thought, why am I fucking about melting glue sticks, getting eye on the smell, when I could have just done that to start with? I'd have had a much better result. Because again, works exactly the same way. Because even this being old plastic, cars obviously have a lot of flexibility in plastics, don't they? On that front. But I should have done that. Thinking about it now, I know it's too bloody late now, but obviously. Yeah, come to think about it, it's just come to me, and I thought, no, hang on, I could have done that. See what I mean? I nearly stabbed myself. So this is what I don't like. This is what I don't like to have knives. At the end of the day, fucking knives are dangerous because when you put screwdrivers and you've got a screwdriver in your hand and you're holding it, that's going to slip off and go straight in your hand at the end of it. And that won't be the first time I've ever done that, and I admit it. And that bloody hurts like hell, that does. I'm fucking frightened with his scalpel. It's putting the fear of God into me. I'm thinking, oh God, no. That has flattened it. It's not great. I mean, it's not entirely great on that front, but fuck it, Jesus. That's the only thing with this glue. And I thought that dog can glue. Yeah. Do you know what? Do you know what? I know what's going to happen, right? I'm not going to spray this, right? I'm going to leave this. I think I'm going to do exactly what you just said. I'm going to come back to this. Because I'm not happy with the way that is. And the trouble with glue, right, with any of this type of glue, when you're trying to do plastic welding, obviously you need probably the route I should have gone down is like you just said, obviously some plastic weld or fiberglass. Back it up, fill it in, a little bit of filler, straight on, but like they do like a form of filler. Then sand it, then spray it, you'll have a much better finish. Because the trouble with this, you'll see the imperfections with the glue. Obviously, you're trying to compress. You're never going to get it straight. So really, this is how they normally do change on that front. But I will leave that on, and it looks a little bit better than what it was originally. But I'm going to definitely come back to it. But it's a shame that I can't get the component for that. That's snapped in half at the end of it. I mean, that's how it looks at the moment, which is not the greatest. But it had it had a fucking great big bulge around it. They put this bloody connector on. I mean, obviously I've got spray, and that's another thing. You can't just put spray straight on plastic. You need a plastic, and I've got some round home because I've done my motorbike. You need plastic primer to actually for it to bond. Score it up first with like some scotch paper, and probably I'd coat it. I'd probably go from this corner and then blend it up here. So I blend this section in so it's all one piece at the end of the day. But again, you're never going to get that. That's like a dull plastic. And the only way you're going to get that is a black matte dries, or you can go satin. So I don't know which one to go. Satin black, which is a semi-shine. I think that'd be the best bet. Yeah, did that once when I did that once when I got out in winter, and then that bloody hurt like anything. Yeah, I bet it did. Yeah, I can imagine. What compound do you need? What to actually do the thing? So I'm probably going to go down the route. I'm going to put a little bit of behind that. I'm going to put some fiberglass filler, right? Some strands, resin behind it. That'll back that up. That'll give that a nice, stop that from falling in straight away. And then I'm going to have a look on thing on it. No, the compound. Oh, the compound. Well, the compound I'm using, the actual compound, I normally use these type of compound. This bloody stuff's expensive. This is what I used to use for detailing cars when I was back in the days where I was doing like car bumper repairs and things like that. So I use this hybrid compound and polish. This is a 2-in-1. No, read it. Reread. Oh, what for your? Oh, sorry, bud. Yeah, for your one. Yeah, you used. So you used a plastic padding. So yours is a G coat. Oh right, a gel coat. It's fucking writing so small because I've got a small bloody monitor. It don't help. It's true. Andy says you're trying to read and it's on a small monitor and everything's fucking. So it's all squashed up. You're trying to read. So you're using a gel coat, GRP filler. It's a plastic, oh right, and it's a glass fibre, and then mix it, and then with a black dye powder, it works great after sanding it down. I know it sounds daft. Do you reckon you can put that in a link or something on the Discord so I can get that ordered? Because I'm not going to get this perfect, but it's going to be better than this at the end of the day. Obviously, I've cut all this out. I can't get a plastic casing for this because this is just, it's non-existent. And I'd like to get this, obviously, I've got other plastic projects to do, so that would come in handy. I'd be grateful if you could put that in there, bud, if you've got it. And then what I'll do, I'll order that. Thank you. And I'll get that ordered. Tech repairs. I think they meant the metal piece for the button. Oh right, for the after this snapped. Really? Have they got that? That'd be great. Yeah, let's have a look. Visit the site. So it's a G-coat filler. The new plastic padding coat, GRP Plastics. $1.99 delivery. So what is it? Is it like it says on there, so it's new plastic padding. So it looks like, let's have a read. This is a newly packed kit of 2 part gel coat filler, product that lasts stronger in the tin. Finish colour white. Oh, it's finish colour white. Waterproof finish. Repairs holes, scratches, glass fibre and enamel. Sets in 10 minutes. Wow. This 180 gram tin includes a gel coat filler in a metal tub, a hardener and an applicator. And the instructions per picture. Many applications include bolts, baths, windows, caravans, mobile homes, rooftops, boxes, caravans, etc. Please note that it's the same product, probably yellow, long in packaging. But it dries white. Obviously, it must dry white, and then, like you said. But if you mix in a dye, so where do I get the dye from then? So if I order that, I think they did do a metal piece for the buttons that has been snapped in half. Yeah, obviously, that'd be a shame. What about if I try and use a little bit on... No, I can't use that because I was thinking about something else. I was trying to use about a bit of tin foil or something. No, Pico wasn't asking about the compound. He couldn't find. Oh, right. Yeah, so that plastic padding on that one, I've never seen that before. Again, it's all new to me, that plastic padding, which will come in handy because I've got more than... I have got plastic other stuff to repair as well. So I'm going to get that ordered. So I'm looking at what month? 14, 15, that's £16 in total. So I'm going to get that ordered now, right? Get that done because I know we're coming up to Christmas. I'm going to get that sent. Actually, I'll eBay. Thanks, buddy. I'm going to get that ordered first. Glad to see they arrived. Right, so let's get the padding. So I'm looking about 14, looking about £16 with all in. So let's get that ordered, confirmed and paid. Because I need some of these, obviously. I'd rather do a proper job. I mean, you know, you've got to try and make do of fucking melting sticks and you're getting eye on the smell. Obviously, ain't your payment... Right, oh, that failed. Right. Payment method failed. Right. Oh, Google Pay. I could... Oh, because it's got me old card details on. Right, let's pay with that one. Get that done. No. Pay now. £15.98. Yeah, that's all right. That's fine. Let's get that done. It should go through. Yep, that's gone through. Now, that's obviously gone through for that side. And let's go through to the colours of the dye. We'll go through to that. Right, now this is the dye you was on about. And you said mix it in. Oh, that's not too bad. £4.49. Black. Brilliant. So... And what is it, a powder? Yeah, powder, brilliant. So I'll mix it in, I'll click buy it now, and I'll do the same thing. Get that sent to me. I would rather do it this way, because I've got more than one plastic to repair. And I've got a couple of broken plastic bits that's in black. So this, hopefully, I can finally get the small items done and get them out of the way. So, confirm and pay. Click pay on that one. Cool. Well, I've got the dye in. So when I'm mixing that, obviously, how much, Peter, how much should you actually put in for dye? And there's loads of colours. No, I've just stuck with the black. You've put a link in here with the black one. I've just ordered that. How much dye did you actually put into that? Did you put a little teaspoon, half a teaspoon or something? Plus, the dye will last you like forever. Yeah, that's right. Because you're only going to need a little bit. You're not going to be using a lot. So this plastic weld, I've never heard of it. I've never used it, and I've never heard of it. So it's something else that again will come in handy because I would like to finish this off because, you know, as soon as I start putting this all back, you know, hopefully I can get that looking a lot better. So obviously I might actually get a can of satin because satin, the trouble with matte, it's too flat. It looks like it's very dull. So I probably would go, not gloss because gloss is too shiny. I would say more like, looking at this is more like a satin, a semi-shine in that front. So I'm glad I won't use that. I will use a satin front. But after, I mean, what I do first is clean it all, cut it all down, get all the, obviously, really, actually, I could use a little bit. I've got some panel wipe on that, get all the contaminants off on the front, on that front, and then that basically, I can fill that all in properly. I'll retake all that back out, fill it all in at the back. Obviously, I'll have to support it at the back so I can get all that done. Again, put it onto the project on the other 9 projects that I started and can't finish off. This makes 10. What did Rusty Russ say? Fuck me, how many projects have you started and you can't finish off? Yeah, tell me about it. You know, this makes 10. So I'll have to now wait, and because obviously I can't finish this now, because obviously I'm not happy with that. This is going to be on show. I want it to have a proper, that looks like like a form of plastic sizer with like a fiberglass filling. So basically you'll get a much smoother texture, and then I can sand it down at the end of it. So I will have to come back to this 100%. I'll put that on there because that's glass. Is there, I meant to ask you, is there, you see that scratch on the front? Is there a scratch repair that you can buy online to get deep scratches out? I've got a couple of plastic items that's got deep scratches in. Fuck that, what was that? That was a bit of plastic. Have I hit plastic? Fucking God, that was good, wasn't it? Oh, fucking hell, that don't taste nice. What is it? It's plastic. It must be the fucking filler that I was trying to make earlier on when I was trying to do it. I thought there might have been yeah, there's a plastic, or is it plastic or real glass? That's plastic. And I'll tell you what I've got my obviously I've got my Pioneer side, my amplifier. It's got the preamp to go with it, and someone's put a big fucking scratch going right across, and it's such a shame because that's a beautiful piece, and which I use quite a lot, because that had to be repaired because it had 4 blown MOSFETs and a chip gone down. Lucky enough, the old boy fixed it for me, and he only charged me 20 quid, which was great because obviously that was, again, that coming from the hospice. I did give him a little bit of money for that. No, I did give him £50, even though it was broken, because they knew that was £1,000 amplifier at the end of the day. But she was happy, I was happy. So even it only cost me 20 quid to get it repaired at the end of it. But the old boy said, lucky enough, I had some of them chips that had gone in that. He said, I put one in, and he took out he took out all the MOSFETs, because one of them went bad. It kept tripping and blowing the fuse, and the MOSFET did. It was something to do with the circuitry. He did tell me, but I forgot. But it's something that obviously, if it don't complete a circuit, it'll pop a fuse every time with the fast burning fuses, and it did. It kept blowing the fuses. So he said it will do if the MOSFET goes. Obviously, it's trying to deliver the power, get round, get stuck because it's blown, and then pop the fuse because it can't complete the circuit. So he said, EG said, I didn't muck about, I just replaced them all and put your brand new MOSFETs in. So he said, even though the others were okay, I won't take the chance. He said, because I don't know how long they've been in there. So he replaced it, all 4 of them, and I've used it, because I use it near enough every day. It's the only thing that powers them big 500 watt speakers up. You know, obviously, it's such a lovely, and it's such a lovely amplifier. It's got such a nice sound. I was using that Harman Kardon. You know, again, it powers them 500 watt speakers up, lovely. But obviously, the Pioneer, it's just got a better sound. It's just something about it. And it's a shame that I can't get. I've also got the Grundig there, the mini disc player, and the CD player. I don't know about sorting that, but I never did. It's for myself. So yeah. But yeah, the scratches on that, it's a shame that's got a scratch right across there at the end of the day. I'll have to see if I can try and get something to actually try and put that on there. So I'll have to put this up with that not knocking this fucking fine. me move that out of the way. This is your item, which I'm going to be packaging up right now before I do anything. I need to get this done so it's ready for tomorrow morning at the end of the day. So I might as well stream it. I'll leave everything inside it, right? You've got all the leads, the broken disc, whatever's in there, just leaving it in there. I'm not bothered because I'm just grateful it's gone. I'm sure there could be a clear plastic scratch stuff, but I don't know what it's called. Yeah, didn't the Americans have something called Maguire? It's called Maguire. Scratch and anti-something paste or something. It's a paste. You put it on, and basically you have to use a polisher. And basically it gets in, and as long as it ain't too deep, it has to be a certain amount of mil. It can actually get the scratches out, or it can take a majority of it out. These scratches that are actually on here are only minor. They're only surface. I mean, I suppose with plastics, would it work like a car? Would you go like 5,000? You can start off with 300 grit and then work all the way up to 3,000 grit, and then obviously polish it out that way. That's why you need a compound to polish it out. But remember, that's on paint. Plastic is not paint. It's all moulded. So I suppose it wouldn't work on that front. So that's why it only works on cars. Because again, you're trying to, it's it's a cutting compound, isn't it, with paint? But plastic's different. It's completely different. So let's move these out of the way. I'm gonna do this for you live on stream so you can see. I'm packaging it up for you. Get this sent out. So don't quote me. I don't know if that, even though that works, it lights up. I can't test it any further. So I'm hoping it's going to be all right. I think it is, because otherwise it wouldn't light up. But obviously it won't work if you ain't got like the other bits on it. Yeah, I used to use a clear nail varnish. Did you? Yeah, actually that's not a bad idea, isn't it? On the screens, and once it dries, it curls off, and I scraped off the excess. Yeah, come to think about it, that's not a bad idea. Supposing it, like you said, it's only because it is a varnish, isn't it? So, but then on plastics, I don't really want to do that on my expensive system, and then it all goes pear-shaped. Let me put this in the bin. They give me some lovely big speakers there on that front. Let me show you. I'll see if I can spin the camera around and I'll show you what you're like. Right. Okay. Hang on. Let's get me melon out of the way. On that. So, what it is, on these ones, these big speakers here, on these ones, these are the LTACs. I've never heard of them, right? They're about 140 watt peak. You take the fronts off on that front, and then they give you a tweeter, mid-range, and you've got two mid-range. One's a sub and one's a mid-range or something. But they're actually quite a nice speaker. But again, we can't sell them because on that front. But half the bloody lugs are broken off on this one. So again, someone's been a bit heavy-handed to try and put that in there. No, don't. This is the only thing. I'm trying to take them off. Let's get them back on. No, that's all right. No, they are broken off, you know. Yeah, they're broken off. See, they've gone a bit mad on that front. For fuck's sake, now, I took that off now, I can't get them. Obviously. No, that's going to fall off. Right, leave it off. I think they need to be glued, they need to be taken down, take them out, and they need to be glued back on. Because they look like they're snapped off on that front. But, which is a shame. It's like you see, it's like a lot of these things. So what I've done, I've got you a nice big box to put this in. So we'll put the, I'll wrap this up, get this ready for tomorrow. Just make sure that everything's in here first. Yeah, there is. All the leads at the bottom, look. I'll leave it all at the bottom. I'll leave it in a bag, that way it'll all get sort of like padded. It won't damage it. Now that's the reasons why I have to have a lot of packaging, obviously. Well, I'll have to have a look to see if they've got. I think Maguire's do. Oh, excuse me. Talk about indigestion. Can I turn that off? Yeah, that can go off. I'll take that. You can't take that off, can you? Oh, you might be able to put that on one side for a minute. Wrap it all up. It's like being back. It's like wrapping up Christmas presents. You know. It's only to take the brunt of it. I don't like things if they ain't wrapped up properly in boxes. I know what happens. They ended up fucking causing all types of issues, and the way the bloody mail surface is at the end of it, it's a fucking diabolical joke. Discord. Right. Why do you ever find that the issue is trying to wrap presents up is always difficult to do? And yet women can do it flawlessly. Us blokes, we can build houses, put sheds together. Well, actually, not everyone. Andy can't. He's not very good at DIY at the end of the day. But then you've got to give it a go. If you're going to the aspect, if you're going to the stream of trying to do repairs, try and do other stuff as well. Look, you never know what you're good at until you give it a go. That's what my dad used to say at the end of the day. Right. If I put too much wrapping on this won't go in the box. Right. Yeah, I'm going to have to come back to that. I wasn't happy with the way that was anyway, especially with that plastic. I would have known about that, but now I've got, obviously, that's nice. Let's see if we've got some packaging to put at the side of it. We have on that side. We put any packaging on the other side? Running out of packaging. Shit. Yeah, that'll do. I'm going to put a bag in that side, pack that out. Right, Peter, I think that's going to do it, my friend. Otherwise, if I put too much packaging on there, it's not going to shut. And that's come up right up to the brim anyway on that front. So I'm thinking that that will definitely do. So I've took this. That will take the shot from this side and that side as well, so it's padded out. And you've got a little bit of padding onto there, top and bottom as well. So hopefully that will do. Yeah, that'll do. Yeah. Yeah, I will have to get some more bits out from the cupboard. Actually, I'll show you. I think my phone is linked. I've got that something Ninja linked to OBS. I'll kid you not. I'll show you in the bedroom. Let me wrap this up first because this is yours. Fuck me, enough sellotape. I'll get through loads and loads of sellotape, and I'll show you the amount of audio equipment that I've not got round to yet. Right, and I kid you not, I've got stacks of it in here. It's only some. I can't even get to the balcony because the balcony is loaded, right, of the amount of gear. And this is why the hospice keep giving me more stuff at the end of the day. So I pick more up because, like I said, they don't give it to me for free. I have to pay for it. But I don't mind anyway, because I don't pay a lot for it, because a lot of this stuff is non-tested, because it don't come with any leads. And some of these stuff, you need special leads. let me do your boxing first, so because I like to make sure this is well sealed, because I don't trust the delivery service, even though it's regardless it's Royal Mail, because there's a weight limit and also box size. Any bigger it starts going up, then you have to use parcel force. And then obviously that starts going up dramatic in price wise. This is why I have to keep gathering boxes and because I go through boxes and paper and rolls of sellotape. I suppose when you take it all in consideration, the time you buy all the materials, you know, obviously it's not exactly cheap. All right, the boxes you can get for free. I'll get them out of Sainsbury's because I'm up at Sainsbury's once a week where I am. So I'll pop in now and I always have a look to see if they've got some nice sized boxes, because I have to. I've got stacks of these bloody consoles. I've put some on eBay for sale on that front. Means last night someone was interested in the record player, obviously, but they didn't get back to me. So there was a time waster on that front. And I've put on there spares or repair. But he said my price was too dear. I put it up for 100 quid. Remember, I had to go all the way up Hertfordshire, go and pick it up. Because I bought that out of my own money. So the time I sent it to the old boy, I'm still out of pocket. But as long as I can claw back near enough all of my money, you know, it's a shame. It's like I said, I can buy the part, and it will work it, but it won't work it for long. But the old boy said, he said you'll just be wasting your money and your time, keep taking the part out and keep replacing it. He said they're cheap for a reason. Now that's better. It's sealed up properly. It's just how I like to see. I just don't like edges and gaps that are non-sealant. Right. Right. All that needs now is your address to put on that, and then that's it. I can get that sent off to you as well. And now what I'll do, I'll upload tracking information on that front. So let me see if I've got. Give me a minute, and I'll show you around. I'll give you a quick tour if I can. If this is set up, I think it is, because I did set this up. Yeah, 3D Ninja front cam connect. Now if I go into, yeah, it is. I'll go into that front. Right. Obviously the audio capture. Right. So now you can see. So if I flip the camera around. You flip the camera around. Right. Now obviously you're going to get a much better camera. Let me clean the lens. The dog's licked it. Right. I'll show you. Let me see if I can try. I'll show you around in the bedroom. Right. And I'm not kidding. This is only a brief, and I've got loads more around my mum's because I've run out of room where to stack it. Right. So whatever you see on here, you're going to be seeing on there. Right. So I'm just hoping that the audio is going to be okay. The DJ microphone. Actually, let me take the microphone because it's probably the chances are it's not. Right. I'm going to click the microphone on my jumper. Right. So now obviously. Oh, it's cut out. Right, cool. Right. So we obviously got microphone, right? So straight away, that was the amplifier which I couldn't show you, right? So this is the preamp that come in. It's a very expensive amplifier on that front, and it's a beautiful system. All this come in, all of it, but none of it was working. The preamp for the amplifier packed up. The selector on that side, I think it was that side. That selector on that side packed up. This was a graphic equalizer. That did work, but it was very dim on that front. So I ended up recapping it. It was fine, but it was that one that ended up doing. So I've got. So there was a couple of other items, and it wasn't just that. it was all of this as well. So we had, let me have a look. So it was a couple of other items which is on that front. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. No, you can't. So we got a Grundig mini disc player with a CD player. The CD player, it's been butchered, right? Whoever had a go has really fucked it up inside. It needs a complete new mechanism. The reel-to-reel tape wasn't working. Powered up, wouldn't play tapes, right? So that had an issue. Also, I've got a couple of DVD hard drive recorders that do VHS on one side and DVD on the other. Right? So that's all coming. There's the big speakers that was on about, right, at the end of it, and the laser disc players at the top. So I've got a couple of them to power that up. Obviously, you do need big systems to power that up. We've had the hard drives, right? So let me go stack. Right? So obviously there was the bar top that I put together, right, on that front. Obviously because I've made a little retro corner up, basically. So basically this is only the start of some of the consoles. These are some of them that I've kept, right, at the end of it, but I won't need them all. Some of these have been modded, right? The Xbox 360. These ain't the Winchesters, they're the next one down from the Winchesters. So these won't have the red rig and death. But they've already been RG tagged. So these have been RGH on there. I've done two of them, or three. I can't remember. I don't know if it's two or three that have been RGH tagged. So that cost me about 70 quid, the whole lot to get them done, which I was quite happy with. That was on some of them bits, because I've not even got to that side, because I can't get to it with the amount of gear. So, I don't know if well this is going to pick up. I've got my diesel eater, right? Obviously, I've got a big solar panel in there that I'll put on, right? So I've got an MPPT solar controller, which I've got to rig back up because the battery went flat at the end of the day. That gives me free electric, charging me phones up and things. The diesel eater I've rigged up, got it outside, so that's on at the moment, and that's pumping out lovely warm air, and I've got that just set nicely. Modified the tank. So it didn't come with this is a 10 litre tank that I put in there, 10 litres. Also put a car, what did I put in it? A car filter, come off an old car or something, but a brand new filter, modified that, and because these diesel heaters need 12 volts, I decided to modify a PSU, what they use for PCs. So I've modified that and put it on a switch system, which I've got right here. So basically I can turn it off and bypass some of the wires. But this is some of the stuff that I can't get to, right? It's loaded to the ceiling, right? These boxes, I've got stuff in them, I don't know what's in them, right? It's loaded, it goes right back. Obviously, I can't move. I haven't got a clue what's in there. I think there's a couple of PCs. There's a computer table there, made out of glass. That's all complete. I can't get to that on that front. And then, oh fuck, yeah, it don't help because I've got the TV in bits stuck down the side here. So hold up, let me put the light on, and I'll show you. Which I'm not lying. Right, this is my bedroom. Right. Loaded. When I say word loaded, it's loaded. Obviously, I've had to put the record players there. Stacks on some of the records that I've managed to get. Right. So this is some of the records that I've got with some of the other bits. There's the other PA speakers that they wasn't supposed to sell. We wasn't supposed to take them, but someone dumped them. I don't know if they work. I've not even tested them. Right. So again, I've got loads of stuff in here. Right. So let me see if I can try and get some light to actually look, and then I can show you a little bit better. Right. So obviously more stuff that I've got in here: singles, records, games. Loaded with game after game after game. It's just stacks and stacks of games. Right. That's again only some of it. Obviously, the PCs, I've got some other MIDI Hi-Fi systems I've not got round to testing, right? And like I said, this is only some of it. This is only a brief small of what I've got. Obviously, I've got stacks of speakers. There's a couple of PCs down here, right? I haven't got round. That's without stacks up to the ceiling, right? with the other remaining bits. There's obviously a couple of PCs, there's VHS players in here, there's other bits in the box, some bits are on eBay, and again, all this stacks up, there's more stuff on here. So there's, which I've run out of room because I'm using my bedroom as a storage device. That's without, in that corner, again, loaded all the way up with bloody monitors, TVs, right, obviously, DVDs, other bits and pieces. Let me take, and I'll show you the reasons why I've not got into this cupboard yet, because it's fucking loaded in here, right? Open this up. More PCs, right? So I've obviously got a couple more PCs in here. They've been sitting in here for nearly 2 years now. So I've got a small one there, micro PC. I've got about 4 Furbies, 1990s Furbies. It's a couple of Furbies sitting, chilling out, sitting on top of it, right? And then that's in here. This one's loaded, just like everything else. Floor, just ceiling. That's loaded with stuff that I've not got round to testing yet because I can't get to it. Obviously, I've got a lot more gear. So there is car alarm systems. There's some that's part of some of the stuff that is disco. So these are disco lights. I don't know if they work at the end of it, but again, it's just rammed, absolutely rammed. I cannot get any more in. It's just boxes. I don't even know what's in this stuff because I've just shoved it in there. They dumped it all off and said, do what you can, right, at the end of the day. So that's without that cupboard. It doesn't stop there. So like I said, them speakers on these fronts, I don't even know if they work. I assume they have. Obviously, I've got me Carlsberg deck that I've got to get round to sorting out at some point. Every cupboard, I think I must have had, right, kid you not, let me take these out and show you. Right, even my kitchen is rammed. Right, let me take the totes off. So you can actually, and I kid you not, it's seriously, it's absolutely ludicrous the amount of gear I've got. To me, I haven't got no room now and I can't fit it anywhere because now I've run out of room. I'm going to pull this out. Just briefly, just not too much because obviously I've got too much. Got a lot of here. But again, top cupboard, right? Top, half it's falling out. Boxes, right? It's all bits in here. I ain't got a clue. There's hard drives in there. Swan, CCTV cameras. This cupboard loaded. Right? I can do this all day long. I know you've got a warehouse. I could fill your warehouse up with the amount of gear I've got. This is only some of it. Another TV there that got donated. I don't know if that works. That's me Atari boxes. There's some Harry Potter books in it. No, not Harry Potter books. What's them other bloody books? Hold up. I think they are. One's fell out. There's a stack of them. Minecraft. Stack of Minecraft books. Look, little bloody stickers. They've probably been sitting in there for the last year. Literally stack of Minecraft stuff. Right? So there's electric blankets, there's fucking pillars, there's everything in there. But I'd like to think what's obviously some of this stuff, I don't know, I've not got around to sorting it out, to be totally honest. On that front. And then now I've started jumping the kitchen up because now I've run out of room in there. So now I've started filling all my things up. So I've got bits out in the kitchen, bits out in that kitchen, and then my shed's full up as well on top. And that's only, like I said, that's only brief of Sony, some of the stuff that I actually managed to get. So which is fucking absolutely ludicrous, the amount of the gear that I ended up getting. So let me turn it off and then you guys can see. So yeah, I wasn't making it up when I said I can't get to it. I physically can't get to it. I mean, obviously, it's got to that point where it's manic, where you're rammed from the gills up. Echo. Oh right. So, is that probably because? Oh, you know why? Because I had the camera on as well, and I didn't. Right. But it gives you an insight of the fronts of some of the gear that I couldn't show you on that front, and this is the reasons why. They hospice keep loading me up, and I went, you can't. I haven't got room to put it anywhere. at the end of the day. So obviously the bits I end up buying out, I've had to stop because, you know, flats obviously not big. It's capable of one person, but not as using it as a storage device at the end of it. And most of it's around my mum's. I saw that it was a nice Technics SE. That was the most expensive part. That got donated, not working at the end of the day. Like I said, I actually put in £50 to actually saying I'll buy that off them, even though they wasn't allowed to sell it. They knew that was a very expensive amplifier. I had one of them. The amplifier chip was blown. Yes, unfortunately, that was a prime example of that. For that reason, yeah, they once they do go, it's game over. But that one's in really good condition. It was just all that had. It just had a blown. It had a blown MOSFET, and that's all it took out. The MOSFET was gone, but I've got it all done. It's all been serviced, and there's not many now on eBay for sale. And if they are, you're looking at £800 to £1,000 plus just for the amplifier on that front. On that, but I've got to admit, it's got a beautiful sound, and you will not see that. That is again mid 90s to early 2000s. It's just got something about that sound, and again, them old dials, really nice at the end of it. But even if the amplifier's gone, right, you'll still get good money on that, because again, there's not many on eBay for sale. I love that big VU meters. I think that's what attracted me to that. I took a gamble. The gamble paid off at the end of it. I won't sell that, obviously, because I use that to power in big 500-watt speakers up. But the other speakers that I've got in there, I don't know what wattage they are. They're probably about 150 watts on that. But again, they're all coming with all that equipment. It's fucking loaded. This is why I can't dig it all out, because obviously I'll start pulling it all out. That balcony's loaded. I can't, and there's stuff in the cupboard behind it. It's literally stacked from the floor to the ceiling. And I've not even got to them boxes yet, because obviously I've got enough projects. I don't want to. I've already got 10 projects here that obviously I've started and can't finish them because of parts. I need to get these projects out of the way, and then I can start adding what other stuff there is. But most of that will be up for sale. So, you know, at the end of the day, I don't need it. I need my room back, to be honest. Yeah, we'll definitely think about better of doing 2 streams a day and start working through it all. The trouble is, if they've got issues, then that, obviously, my projects are going to start mounting up massively. I'll try and stream. This is reasons why I'm trying to get them done. But obviously the amount, and that's without what I've got stored around my mum's. I'm not even going to go down that route, because again, there's boxes and they're all stacked up. I've got some in her bedroom, most of it's in the garage. I've got some in my shed down in the garden. I built a 12-foot, 8-foot. I built a 12-foot by 8-foot shed, and it's loaded. It's more boxes and stuff in there. There's cement mixers. There's garden. There's all Christmas decorations, brand new, boxed up in here. I've not even got to that. I've just left it. It's been sitting down here for 2 years. On that front, it'd be all right because the shed's quite solid. I always build a good shed when I do a shed. It won't leak at the end of it. And but all that stuff in that bedroom, fuck no, I need it. You know, there's just everything. There's more consoles in that bedroom stacked. They're all piled up on top of each other. Like I've got 8 consoles boxed in one, which they're advertised 70 quid a lot. I just want them gone at the end of the day. That's giving them away. Even if you broke them down into parts, you can easily get over 100 quid there, but I've got too many and I need them gone. Obviously, because I've got more. And to be boss to tell me, she said she's got me some more consoles. For crying out loud. You know, obviously, I've got to pay for them, but obviously, I've not tested them on yet because I don't know what's wrong with them. There might not be nothing wrong, but she said they've got no leads. We can't sell them. So obviously, I've got loads of leads, so that's not an issue. But that will give you just a brief tour of some of the gear that I have got, and it's not that I'm you know, blowing my own trumpet, but I've got too much. I need it gone. It's the only way I could do it. I've bought it, obviously, thinking I can get through half of this stuff. I think I've bit off more than what I can chew. because obviously this stuff is really piled up now, and I'm fucking really run out of room to, you know, I've got a king size bed in there, and I could just about get in it. The dog takes up half, so yeah, obviously, but you know, some of this stuff actually does, it might work, and it's a bit like that mixer. That was all part of that fucking, when the speakers come in, the mixer come in, obviously all the disco lights. It was a fuck. Someone dumped it all off, and my boss said we can't sell none of that. So she said if you're interested, put a donation in, and I went, yep, I'll have it. I had to get it all picked up. Lucky enough, it all fitted in me full focus. I could just about get the bloody speakers in. I had to do 2 runs because I couldn't squeeze it all in on that front. But yeah, but that was a prime example. Yeah, that's the only thing, because I've got to sort out the microphone, because obviously on that front. But yeah, definitely on that goes to show on just on some of the bits. But I really want my front room back, because I've got 8 projects here. They're all in bits, and I can't finish them off. Put them back. This is why I've lost the bloody screws to the Atari STs, because I've took them apart. Now I can't find them. It's like I bought a pack of belts for that reel-to-reel, and I can't find them because I can't wonder at it. The amount of gear I've got. I've opened too many projects up. Fucking put them down. Put them. I've labelled them, but I just, like, you know, I bought a thing out of Argos, the multi-tab. I've lost it. It's buried in here somewhere. Yeah, believe it or not, I have physically lost it, and I'm gutted because I wanted to use it the other day, and it cost me £24. I thought, well, where did you last use it? I last used, but then I've put it down somewhere, and now I can't find it, and that's a prime example. But seriously, but what I'll do, I'll get that ready for tomorrow morning, and I'll upload the tracking information for you. But definitely, it's definitely interesting looking at some of this, some of the stuff that some of the projects I would love to get through, because it's going to be like Pandora's box. I won't know until I open it up and have a look. But the balcony I can't even get to, but I'll have to start on that at some point, because I don't even know what's in boxes. I think it's probably going to be consoles. That wouldn't surprise me, but I don't know what type of console. We won't get PlayStation 5s or Xbox, you know, Series X's in. We don't get things like that donated. Chances are there'll be the old consoles, PlayStation 3s. We've had a couple of PS4s come in at the end of the day. I've sold 2 of them. I've got 1 left, actually. Come to think about it, yes, that's a good question. That's what I was going to do, to find out what PS4 custom firmware this is, because I forgot when I powered it up. I thought, well, how do you know what firmware it is? So let me have a look, because I want to do it. I'm going to get this out of the way and get this done, because I keep saying I was going to do it and I haven't. Obviously, I've started on a project and forgot all about it. So let's plug all this in. Let's hopefully. Well, that's a lot. Where did I put that? Fucking hell, see. I put that down there and I can't find the PS4. Oh, is that open? No, that's not. It's like this, right? See this here? Someone donated this. We can't sell these, right? At the end of the day, this is a dyno order, right? And I've got all the bits for this, but now I've lost the power supply. I can't find it, right? Obviously, you've got the till bit at the top. This is a full interactive touchscreen, right? Windows 11. I put Windows 11 on it at the end of the day. It's really dusty because obviously it's been sitting in the corner for the last 6 months, right? At the end of the day, I did put Windows 11 on. It's got all the connectors underneath. You can actually see all the connectors. So you've got VGA. Is it VGA connector? VGA connector. So it's a VGA monitor that you can end up using. I've put a wireless dongle on it. Obviously, you can hardwire it, but it's a touch screen. So the good thing is, they use these for tills. So basically, you use your interface, and then you can have and you just touch it, and basically, and it all sort of on that front. But you know, I was going to use this for, because again, this was part of it that come in with some of the other stuff. We can't sell that. We're not allowed to sell it. But because someone dumped it near the shop, me boss said put it in the electronic waste on the thing, and they'll take it. And I said no, I'll have it at the end of the day. She went fine, take it. She said put a donation in. So I think I put in about a couple of quid. It wasn't a lot at the end of the day. Anyway, I sorted it all out, put Windows 11 on, and I was going to use this for a touch interface with a Medtronics. I was going to do a digital jukebox, because obviously you're going to have all the bits out of this, and I was going to make a jukebox up. That will be fantastic for, you think of a jukebox. You can use, you know, that way you can play all your MP3s on that front, and you obviously, probably like, if you took that off on the side there, you can mount that in a small case. You know what I mean? Make a little case up, or have a look on eBay to see if they've got an old jukebox with it being gutted, mount this inside it at the end of the day, because this is going to be the brains of it all at the end of it. And obviously you've got your ins and outputs on there, so I could power it straight up to 2.1 surround sound system, and then all you, because it's going to actually sit in a case anyway. But that would be a fantastic system to do, and I was going to do it, but then like all the other projects, put it aside and forgot all about it. But it does work. It seriously does work. Even that lit up at the back. You know, it just come up the time. It didn't, obviously, because that tells you how much it is, because obviously it's sort of like a dual screen. I could just take that off and disable it, probably at the end of the day. Probably that's what I'll end up doing, disabling that, take that off and disabling it, just unplug it so it won't get used, and then just use the touch interface. But that'd be great. Yeah, you could do, yeah, you could do that. That would work great. I think that would be fantastic to actually. So I'm going to try and look for obviously a Duke-cade, an empty Duke-cade box, and put this inside it. So that would be a great stream if I could do that. That's got potential to actually do that front. I can't find that bloody PlayStation 4. Now, I had that yesterday, and I was testing it. I was going to get ready to test it, and then something come up, and it went out the head. But I thought I'll put that up on the side there. Clearly I didn't, and I've moved it. Now I can't find it. So, I didn't lay it down, did I? No. I think on that balcony, you know when I showed you, I think that balcony's got that chair, that gaming chair. I think that gaming chair's on there. Yeah, look under the dog. There's a dog. Oh, he's wagging his tail. he's wagging his tail. Look, that big goofer. He's fucking. I can't believe, right? Look, he wants a belly rub. There's no way I'm rubbing his rotten old guts. He's rotten, right? That fucking can courser. And it was him. I thought, fancy eating. I'll tell you what, I'll show you what he was eating last night. Right? And I kid you not. Look what he was actually eating. He was actually eating this in his mouth. And it was out from literally, he had that in his mouth, chewing it up. Look, he's chewed all the end. And that's made out of metal. I've got the world's stupidest dog there at the end of it. Seriously. Big goofer like him, he ate a load of tin foil. You know, perhaps he thought he wanted a bit of iron in his tie. That big fucking goofer, he's mental. I only pick daft dogs. Seriously, I don't pick a normal dog. I pick the world's daftest dog. And I thought my Rotties were bad enough at the end of it. Do you know what? I'm baffled because now I've lost the PlayStation 4. It's disappeared. Fuck knows where it is. Oh yeah, it's on the floor. I didn't see it. Sorry guys. Because I've got brown carpet, I can't see it. Well, fucking hell, where's that gone? Jeez. I'm sorry I've lost that. Seriously, if I wanted a bit of iron in his diet. We had a load of these come in. I've got about 6 of these. Hang on, I think I did. None of them worked. They all had issues. I found 2. I don't know where the others are. I've got a stack of these come in, right? These all had problems. They come in with all the PlayStation. No leads with them though, so we couldn't test them. So my boss went, I can't sell them. She said, bung them all in there. Anyway, I took all the controllers, right, all these. They all had stick drift. Literally all had stick drift. Some of them were, I think one I've took in parts. It's in that box. I stripped it down for parts. Something dead on the board. It's just, I can't be bothered to test it, and I've got a load of these. So I thought, right, but they all had stick drift issues. One of them was going round in circles, one was going left, one was going up. Anyway, I bought a load off China, replaced them on that front, and then ended up, replacing all of these, and these work lovely now. So, and these are a fucker to work with. If you're trying to get these off, right, you're not going to get them off. They're glued on. They are physically glued from the manufacturer. I done it with hot air. It took me 5 minutes trying to get one off without damaging the traces. I've done it. I had to use that prying tool very carefully, keep my fingers away, and I just kept easing it, and it took forever to do, but I've done them. I didn't replace two. I just replaced the dodgy one because the other side was fine at the end of the day. But I want to test the. I want to see what custom firmware, because if the custom firmware has got to be between 9 and 12 to put the hex, the hen editor in. It's a file that you need to be custom on that front, and I don't know what one is on this, because I haven't got a clue. Just like I said, most of this stuff that when it comes in. But have we got HDMI there? We have got an HDMI there. Right, where's the cutters? Now this is obviously a PlayStation 4 Slim on that front. This had a bad hard drive in this one. It come up error. When I booted it up, it booted up, but it come up error. Yeah, it's low, so you can easily get to version 9. So what I'm hoping, you can see it for yourself. I'm going to boot this up so you can actually see what version this is, because I don't even know. I didn't take no notice. I didn't take no notice on this whatsoever. This must be a later version of a PlayStation 4, because this looks like the Slim. Actually, can I take that out? Because that lead's too fucking thick. I don't need that, because the capture device is right here. So I don't really need a big, heavy, junky lead like that. Cool. Oh, the dog's off. Fucking dog. Right, HDMI. That's got to go HDMI out into HDMI in. And then it should capture through the software, shouldn't it? You won't need an output, because obviously it's going through to the computer. So hopefully, yeah, that's the PS4 Slim. I thought it was. Yeah, I've not seen too many of the Slims come in at the end of the day. So oh, hold up, I'm still going to be buggered because I need power. For crying out loud. Well, I thought I did have a power lead for it. Yeah, somewhere. Yeah, I've got a power lead. I'll have to use this big fucking chunky thing. Look at the fucking size of that. I don't know what they was thinking of, what that come off. It's like spaghetti of wires, isn't it? Everything's like wired. You can't just have a simple thing. When I set all that system up over there, the amount of wires it's running at the back, I didn't even bother connecting my record player up. I just didn't at the end of the day. But I must have, right, in amongst them records, I've got because again, a load of records got donated. It all come with all that record stuff and the record players and everything else. I've got the entire collection of the Beatles records, brand new, sealed up, all brand new. I don't think they're the original. I think they're what they call the Dragon the dragon thing. But it's a lovely set, but they are brand new and sealed. Actually, let me just double check and I'll tell you. These are all brand new. I've got the entire collection on the Beatles selection on there. These ain't even been opened at the end of the day. I haven't even I think it's these. Yeah, this has got the obviously they've been stamped on there, but I think it was it Dragon. It was a company that done the make-offs with these. These are originals. Obviously copies from the originals. They're not going to be the original at the end of the day. They're not the 1960s. But these ain't even been opened up. They've still got all the cellophane strapped on them inside. There's every single song album that I've got from the entire. There must be about nearly 30 LPs of these, of the Beatles. I've got some other stuff in there. There's some Daft Punk, Pink Floyd. I like a bit of Pink Floyd, so I don't mind a bit of Pink Floyd. At the end of the day, I don't know. I ain't even gone through all the records. Yeah, I have a lot of the old PS4 systems. Obviously, looking at this, let's switch this on. That's switched on, isn't it? Yeah, that's switched on. So hopefully, if I switch this. Let's go to Elgato. Overhead cam. Hold up. Sex. Not sex. That was going Logic front cam. 10-second timer. So, should we get... do you actually still get this source? Because you've got to have an output or something on that. Do you still have to plug it into an output? Because it looks like I've got, again, this is powered up. I've took the output of this, gone into the input of that, but we've obviously got nothing coming up on the Elgato, which I thought I would have got something up on the Elgato. See, this is bloody Elgato stuff. No clue about Elgato. Fuck it, I buy the capture device, and it still don't even capture it. This is pulsating, going blue. It went white, and it's gone back to blue. Obviously, it ain't been powered up for a long time. At the end of the day, I thought that might have helped. Car Ninja, no. No, I think you should. No, see, that's double bleeped. So obviously this wasn't powered up. This wasn't turned off properly. It's just double bleeped. It's gone back to a white light. I think you should be able to output the 4A onto the Elgato. The output or the input? Output. I've put it on the input. So let me double check. Let's see if that works. Nothing. I've got absolutely bugger all. I thought I would have got something out of that, to be honest. Have we got a light on that? Yeah, got a light on. So the light's turned on. Yeah, we have definitely got a light on it, but there's nothing coming in or going out on it. Oh, fuck it. It's typical, isn't it? You plug something in, try and do it for OBS, and it never works. Well, am I not surprised? Again, it's like the story of my life at the end of the day. that I've got no output on that whatsoever. Nothing seems to be working on that front. Thought that would have actually. What's this one going to? Oh, it's going to that one. I thought, all right, plug it into that one. That's weird. I thought, honestly, I would have had something going on to that, but I've got nothing. I've swapped it out on both ports, right? I've got fuck all. Literally nothing at all. It's back going into the software and the Elgato, right? Deactivate and activate it. Deactivate, activate it. Elgato, no device. It says configure video, but I've got nothing on there. So why don't you got that's weird. Put it in the input now. Yeah, actually, come to think about it. Right, put it in that one. Deactivate, activate it. It's got no input, no signal. So we've got no signal on this whatsoever. What? Well, that's a good that's a good signal, isn't it? So we've got a device on here that we can't obviously. It is plugged in. Also, your face cam's froze. Oh, for fuck's sake, ain't is it? Is it? Yeah, you're right, it has. Face cam's fucking frozen up. Let's sort out the face cam. Hold up, Logic set. Lovely. Do you know what? It's always the same, innit? When you try and do things, OBS, I still think it needs a shakedown on the actual system itself. Now the camera's froze up. Fucking the 4K camera's froze up. So obviously that didn't like that, did it? Obviously. The Elgato, I've got nothing. And I'm really surprised because I thought that would have worked it, but clearly not. It don't like that. Wonder if it could be the lead. Do you reckon the lead could have something to do with that? Yeah, actually, that's not a bad idea, is it? Let's change the lead. Right, let's put that big heavy duty lead on. Let's try that big chunky one. I've got a big chunky lead here. Right, at the end of it. Because sometimes leads can actually cause that. Oh my god, I'm going to give up. It's absolutely unbelievable. Yeah, you're right. Face cam's froze. Activate it. and then the top cam's froze. So as soon as you muck about, right, this is how fucked up OBS is, right? As soon as you start mucking about going in settings, cameras freeze up. Regardless, it don't like it. You freeze the camera? No, sorry, we don't like that. We're going to knock everything out and it will just freeze everything. Unbelievable. What is, I mean, seriously? Jesus. So it looks like so I've wasted my money on this pile of crap by the looks of it. Absolutely. once. Unbelievable. Oh, and it throws all the cameras up again. Wow. That's unbelievable. Right. No, literally, you couldn't make it up, could you? You seriously could not make any of this crap up at the end of it. Even turning it off, right? Even turning it off actually kills everything. Just even by turning it off, it kills. Like you touch it, OBS freezes up. Plug it in, it freezes up. That's fucking. This is what you're up against. Piles and piles of crap. So I can't even power this up to find out what fucking hell, what custom firmware this is. Well, that's a good box, isn't it? Yeah. Don't go out, guys, and get one of these piles of things. That you'd be throwing away your £90 at the end of it. Yeah, mine's street is now going to go and watch that later. Yeah, MK's fix it. I'm going to end it now anyway, guys. Thanks for joining, and literally before this camera frees up again, and I'll catch you again soon. Thanks, Car4, for joining. I'm going to go on MK's. I'm going to have a look now anyway. I'm going to eat my sandwiches. Thanks, Pico, for joining, bud. I'll catch you guys very soon. I'm going to get that sent off. Catch you later.